A shifting copyright policy is raising questions about the operations of the Eastern Caribbean Collective Organization for Music Rights, better known as Ecco, in St. Kitts and Nevis. Ecco has been issuing licenses and collecting royalties for the public performance of music across the Federation. That included high-profile events like the St. Kitts Music Festival. In fact, the process was coordinated with the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, which required event promoters to seek a license from Ecco before being issued permission from the police. But now, Ecco's operations have come under scrutiny. So what changed between then and the passage of the Copyright Collective Management Organization's regulations? SK Newsline put this question to representatives of Ecco, Martin James, the CEO, and the St. Kitts Nevis agent, Grace Richardson.
Nothing really should have changed. That is my view, because I have been out there trying to get the public to understand exactly what these rights are about. And not only the rights of music, people who do music, because I'm not only a person who does music, I am also a writer, an author. And so it's a matter of educating people about all the rights of all the creatives, which are supported by our Copyright Act. And now we have signed on to all of those world treaties. So it's even more crucial, because we are supposed to be looking after everybody who is a creative, local or foreign. So I don't have an answer, a complete answer to why things have changed.
The change in the Copyright Collective Management Organization regulations, which came into effect on December 6, 2024, introduces a mandatory requirement that all collective management organizations, or CMOs, must first obtain formal authorization from the Intellectual Property Office of St. Kitts and Nevis, known as IPO-SKN, before they can issue licenses or carry out any rights management activities within the Federation. As a result, the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs issued a recent statement clarifying that Ecco and other CMO currently lacks the legal authorization to operate in St. Kitts and Nevis. Ecco says it now has the documentation to meet the requirements, but has some concerns about the regulations, which it hopes to discuss with the government.
We had some issues with the legislation itself, which we wrote by way of our letter, and we would want to discuss it and have some sort of level of discourse. And we did indicate that we would not be, we would definitely go to the full extent and go to the court, because sometimes when moral suasion and that cannot happen, then you use the facilities of the court, which would give you a judgment in that regard. And this is where we're at.
The matter is currently before the court, but Ecco has said it has a good working relationship with the Intellectual Property Office of St. Kitts and Nevis. As the legal process unfolds, questions remain about the path forward for music rights management in St. Kitts and Nevis and what this means for promoters, artists, and copyright holders alike. We'll continue to follow this developing story. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.